Grand Theft Auto 6, the most anticipated game of the decade. A hacker recently went into their system and released footage of the upcoming game. This same hacker also was involved in an incident with Uber last week, and thankfully, they caught the hacker and were able to arrest him. What are your all's thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. And this is, again, another reason why I think cybersecurity, so many people stress that it's going to be one of the most profitable fields over the next 10 to 20 years in the coming decades, just because of how, enhanced people like this hacker are getting. If you're able to break into a system by Rockstar Games, right, and hack into their software and whatnot, and be able to find some of that footage. I mean, it's honestly crazy that someone was that gifted in that area to be able to pull off something like that. So very interesting. I actually didn't see any of the footage of GTA 6, but I feel like as a company, right, you have this massive time off from your last game release, and probably being one of the most anticipated, like you said, games of the decade. One of the most anticipated games ever because of how great GTA 5 was and how renowned that game is. It's gotta hurt, if something like that gets released and you have these big plans to do a big rollout and whatnot, and then you have footage getting released. So
yeah. And so first, you're right. It's actually insane that someone was able to break in. And what's even crazier about that is that the fact that they were 17 years old. So the guy's probably not even finished high school. 17 years old. So the guy's probably not even finished high school yet, and he's already hacking into Rockstar Games. But something I want to talk about is over Twitter, everyone was getting heated over like the leaked footage and like how the game looks. And I just personally just thought this was a little bit ridiculous that people were like, oh, like the game doesn't look that good yet, or like GTA 6 is going to be a bust. And how can you judge a game on an unfinished product? Like, the game's clearly not coming out probably within the next year at least, 2 years probably. And when I saw the footage, I actually thought it looked pretty good.
It could be a scrap clip, too. The clips that got released, they could just be scraps and stuff like that.
Exactly. I just think it's wrong that people are trying to judge a game on footage of something that's unreleased and not a finished product.
Yeah, and I'm just hoping that, that they really just take their time to keep going with the release. I mean, we're all waiting for GTA 6, but to be honest with you, it just good things take time to make. Let the artists do what they do best. And so they really need to just take as long as they need to try to get this game done and finished to the best, because they've been able to sell GTA 5 for a decade now.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, what are you guys doing? How are you guys responding to this if you guys are Rockstar Games? Having your upcoming unreleased game being leaked.
I think you kind of gradually start posting your own snippets of it. I think at this point now, it's like you're starting to get a public reaction. You kind of have to respond to that.
Well, the only thing with that is that we have no idea where the game is in progress of being developed. But I think what you do is to get people excited with it, to let people kind of gauge how much time it's going to be. You need to set a date, not really for the release date, but for a trailer. Really just put out on the thing, Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming. Here's when we're going to release the trailer. And that might sound like, too much, but at least it gives people something to hang on to. And it's just okay, then we can make up our minds whether this is going to be an interesting game or not when the trailer comes out. Basically to get people to say, let us do our thing, stop talking based off the stupid clips that got released. Let us do our thing, and we'll show you in the trailer. And then, we're going to make that game incredible.
Yeah, I think it would be great to release some sort of timeline. And I think the only thing why they would consider not doing that is because maybe it would get people distracted from GTA 5, where this is one of those companies and games that's constantly releasing new DLC and new things that people can try, new missions people can buy and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if that's maybe the reason they're not necessarily, releasing footage right now. But it's also, hey, maybe we're not ready for that yet.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Uber also being at the hand of this attack?
I think it's scary. Because, like you said, if this is the same person, if it comes out to be true that this is the same person that hacked not only Rockstar Games but Uber, it's concerning just to see that, hey, your personal information and data is so easily accessible.
Well, the even scarier part is this guy was not alone. He belongs to a group of hackers that have not all been caught. It's him that did it for these events. But there's also some other people he's affiliated with that could strike at any moment at other companies.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, Josh, it's like if these big companies can get hacked, then individual people, it isn't going to be very hard. If someone really wants to hack you and they know how, it's like it's scary, you know.
Yeah, well, the worst part is too, since if they could hack footage at the Rockstar company or even in Uber, the thing is all these companies, they take in transactional data. They take your credit card numbers, they take your address, they take whatever you have to put in to make a purchase. And so I've seen a couple cybersecurity hacks over the years where you're attacking a company and all they want is the credit card data that they have on people.